Russia of Daria Dugina, Russia's FSB, the successor to the KGB, says Ukraine bombed Putin aide's daughter. Remember, Dugina was killed in a bomb blast when she was moving in a car, though the ultimate objective was her father. But the assassins missed him, and now reports suggesting that the Russians have come to a conclusion that the Mini Cooper in which Dugina was killed was detonated with a remote control bomb by those from Ukraine, and it seems like an intelligence operation. In fact, yesterday we had Russian Defense Minister General Shoigu saying or claiming that these terror attacks in Russia are being planned in great detail by the West, only using Ukraine as a facade. Let's go to Niranjan. He's joins us live from our Mumbai newsroom. Niranjan, if you could share more details of this information coming in from Russian sources that Dugina was in fact killed by Ukrainian insurgents, perhaps, or even the Ukrainian establishment, and that remote control was the remote control bomb was detonated from perhaps Ukrainian territory.
Well, there's a twist in the tale. It appears that it was actually detonated from within Russia, and the details emerging are sensational. Abhishek, I'm going to read out some of the details available right now. Just to put the story in perspective, there was an assassination a few days back. Assassination of the aide of Putin's daughter. Let's first tell you the story in context. The pictures on your screen are of Daria Dugina. Now, Daria is was one of the leading voices from Moscow, from Russia. She often went on global debates, on leading global networks. She's been on many debates on Republic with Arnab. She was a regular during the Ukraine-Russia war. She used to speak on behalf of Russia, putting out Kremlin's perspective. Let's show you her pictures first to just put the story in perspective. Daria Dugina. Daria Dugina, her father is believed to be extremely close. Her father, a leading writer in Russia, was believed to be the ideologue behind Putin, the man who inspired Putin. And Daria Dugina was killed in a car bomb that was set off, a car bomb in just outside of Moscow. In fact, we're getting in, and those pictures were rather distressing. I can show you the video, Abhishek. When the blast happened, it's a night video. You can see her car. And in one of the videos, very disturbing video where even her body is on the side, the car, there's an explosion, and even her body is seen alongside a car, a very distressing video that came in. Now, officially, that is the video, that is the video on your screen. Now, Abhishek, the details available with us right now. Officially, the Ukrainian secret services have been blamed. Ukrainian secret services have been blamed for Daria Dugina's murder in Moscow. And we're picking up more details. In fact, the killer was a Ukrainian national. The killer was a Ukrainian national who entered Russia last month. He's now on the run outside of Russia. So the killer was from Ukraine. The killer was in Russia. The killer has now fled Russia. Now what Russia is also saying on record is that the suspect in this case is a Ukrainian citizen, also identified as Natalia Vovk, who's believed to have been the killer. They're also saying the suspect arrived in Russia. This killer arrived in Russia on the 23rd of July with daughter Sofia Shaban. And they're also saying that a rented apartment close to where Daria was living in Moscow was taken. They took a rented apartment and were living close to where Daria Dugina was in Moscow. They used a Mini Cooper with 3 different number plates, license plates from Donetsk, Kazakhstan and Ukraine, and that this suspect, Natalia, and her daughter attended the festival where her father, Alexander Dugin, who's believed to have been the aide of Putin, right, was speaking. And after a deadly controlled explosion, They controlled the explosion. It was remotely controlled, and they, after killing Daria, they fled through Peskov in western Russia to Estonia. Now these are details released by the Russian agencies. Now let me also go across. We have a reaction coming in from Fred Weir. Fred is a senior journalist from Moscow. Fred, good evening. Very, very disturbing. Those images were disturbing. We're getting in some pictures, some details of how the Ukrainian secret services have now been blamed for this, Fred.
Yes, well, it's still very much up in the air, I guess, but it would make sense that, that Alexander Dugin would be targeted because he was very much the ideologist of the Russian world, the idea of a Russian takeover of Russian populated lands in the former Soviet Union. He was a huge cheerleader for the current war, but he was an intellectual, and his daughter was too, a publicist, an author, not a soldier. So this war is incredibly brutal and savage, but this was cold-blooded murder, not a military operation, and I think it's really going to aggravate everything in Russia. Certainly the mood in Russia will become much, much harsher after this.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Fred. That's a breaking news update. The video that you see there, the aide of the daughter of Putin's aide, Vladimir Putin's aide's daughter was assassinated. She was killed in a car bomb outside of Moscow. And the breaking news update right now, Russia has officially said Ukraine secret services were behind the assassination in Moscow. Taking a short break.